Hey kids, welcome to a reading of P-22, The Park. Yay! It's here, P-22 Day. How excited are you? I'm excited. You should be excited. P-22 is our famous mountain lion that lives in Griffith Park, up above Hollywood on the eastern side of the Santa Monica Mountains. He is up there. He is surviving all by himself. You may have seen him in news stories, may have seen him on the cover of magazines. He is a celebrity, but he's got a struggle out there by himself. He's been out there for almost 10 years, if not a little bit more. And we really want to draw attention to the courage and the tenacity of these wild animals. Mountain lions, they are extraordinary. They live all the way as far north as the northern Yukon, all the way south to the Andes. They have the largest range of any large terrestrial mammal. Terrestrial, that's a good word to remember. Terrestrial mammal in the Western Hemisphere. So 110 degrees of latitude they cover. Incredible. So without any further ado, I want to read to you P-22, The Park. This is written by Calandra Cherry and Sherry Ferber. Artwork is done by Barbara Freund. Here we go. Home. A land all my own. But this place wasn't always home for me. Many seasons have passed since I first claimed this space. There's Griffith Park in the city off in the distance. Long stretches of dry heat, fire, and wind, and shorter periods of rain and cool nights have come again and again. I've always followed my instincts. I've become a master of survival. We have the Hollywood sign there. You can see kind of a blend of the urban life and the wildlife. I've lived here for almost a decade. It can be a lonely life, but the days and nights have been filled with adventure. There he is at night up over the city. You can see the Hollywood basin below. I reveal myself just enough so that the people who want to protect me can be my voice. For that, I am grateful. There's a tall man that I've come to know. Wherever I see him, I feel a little sting like a bee and get sleepy. When I awake, he's watching me from afar. Our eyes meet briefly before I return to the chaparral. And there's the ranger, the park ranger. Could be biologist interacting with P-22. One time after the tall man left, I felt something around my neck that was not there before. But it was no bother. It became a part of me. Right away, I was able to satisfy my thirst at the creek. I even hunted that same night. Here he is taking a drink at the creek. As the sun went down, I walked through the chaparral and spotted a black box with a mouse slowly coming out of it. I was so hungry, so I advanced, but a swooping hawk got there before me. She started to fly off, but dropped the wriggling mouse that was then quickly snagged by a raccoon. Well, a raccoon is a much better meal for me. As he ate the mouse, I quickly stalked, crouched, and pounced. An easy catch. There's P-22, and a raccoon and a hawk, and they all exist together. Fortunately, sometimes a rat that might ingest some rat poison gets consumed by a hawk or a raccoon, and then P-22 consumes that animal, and we have something called bioaccumulation. That poison works its way up the food chain, and then P-22 gets sick. Some weeks later, I began to feel unwell. Day by day, I felt weaker and weaker. My skin hurt. My fur was thinning and coming out in patches. I had no desire to hunt. He's feeling sick and his fur is matted down. He's tired because he has that rodenticide in his system. The tall man came again. I felt the sting and quickly felt very sleepy. There's the tall man, P-22. And he's put a chemical in him to make him sleepy so that he can check his measurements and check his health. Things got better after the visit from the man. After the passing of time, my hunger returned and encouraged me to hunt again. I felt like a lion. Great to see P-22 healthy again, stalking on the ridge up above Hollywood. Just days later, I saw another two-legged walk right past me, and the two-legged is us, humans. As I walked, I was waking from a daytime nap, and when I stepped out onto the trail a moment later, I saw a flash of lightning, but there was no storm. Sometimes I leave the park and travel near the black trails, leaving the trees behind. I'm the ghost cat, so I don't think anyone knows I go there. There's a neighborhood. P-22 doesn't really know the difference between that and an open valley. Just real ground, just basically ground under his feet, just walking along. Except once. The heat of the day led me to explore a new cave. I needed to cool off and sleep. Before long, the cave filled with light and noise and voices, balls flying towards me. I was afraid, but I didn't want to frighten the people. I stayed right there until it was quiet and dark, and night was on my side again, allowing me to steal away. P-22 ended up in a garage. He didn't know the difference between a garage and a cave. He was scared, and he just laid down and tried to get away from the humans for a little while. I'm a master. I'm the king of the park. No lions challenge me. I call out, but no one answers. No one comes. Are they fearful, or am I alone? Have I traveled too far, or not far enough? I remember the black trails at the edge of my land, filled with lights and sounds. They tell me to stay. They tell me I am home. And there's P-22 again. You see the city off in the distance. So I want to stress very much that this particular story is a wonderful story about an animal that is extraordinary. And we'd love to have you support us at the Cougar Conservancy. SaveLACougars.org is a website to learn more about cougars. We really would love to see your participation and looking at our social media channels. We appreciate your time. Let's work for better coexistence with cougars. Thank you very much. Good night.